Alright guys, I think you guys know what time it is. That's right, the Flash is back. This time, he's not on his regular night. Today, I'm going to be watching what I've been waiting for a very, very, very long time, which is the Flash Supergirl crossover, World Finest. Now, last episode, neither episode exactly left a hint as to how he was going to get over to her universe, because once again, they were in totally different universes. And before, the Flash has only gone through breaches. However, there are ways that he's gotten to multiple universes in the DC comics. So I'm curious as to how he's going to get over here, since it seems quite clear they haven't built the cosmic treadmill. If you saw my theory video, I already mentioned how I suspected he would get over here, but I'm not sure yet. Alright. Okay, so it's kind of morning, so sorry if I seem a little low energy. I just woke up. I am totally ready to see this, though. I actually can't wait to watch this. Alright? Okay, so our reaction for Supergirl is about to start now.
But in secret, I work with my adoptive sister for the DEO to protect my city from alien life and enviously on Supergirl. Live wire. Water and electricity, never a good match.
I saw Jeremiah at Project Cadmus.
I'm going to get him back.
We're gonna get him back.
She's fighting Livewire. That's actually a pretty good excuse to bring the Flash in.
I have tried everything I can think of. Last night, I helped a family assemble their IKEA table. It's still not enough. That's one mistake. That's all it took
a little beyond
to
the
just
little Girl
erase
Scout
all
thing
the
like
good I did
Superman.
before.
You report.
No one here is abandoning you, Siobhan, including me.
Props. In a lot of series, he would just left her behind. But I appreciate that they let him just keep staying with her and believing in her goodness.
Okay, let's get you back to Dr.
Even though
Hanson.
she is super salty.
I'm flattered you think I'm behind it, but I've got bigger brains to fry. Like Cat Grants and Supergirls. And when I get out of here, you're all gonna pay.
Barry Allen might already be here.
These are mine.
Don't scream. Ooh, I do not like the look in her eyes. Oh, don't like this. Yeah! Yeah!
You're on fire. You don't.
Wait, what
seem
is that?
bad, but
I have to get back to the city.
okay. It's a new one. Thought I was the impossible.
Yeah! Yeah! The Flash!
I'm the Flash.
The who now?
Wait, do you not know who I am?
Should I?
What about the Green Arrow? Black Canary? Firestorm? Atom? Zoom?
Sorry.
He ran into another.
As sorry as I am.
He ran into a parallel universe. I love it.
Hey,
My name is Barry.
Barry Allen. I'm the fastest man alive. I also think that I am on the wrong Earth. I'm gonna need your help.
My name is Barry Allen. I once thought I'm the impossible once. Now I am the impossible. Yes.
Hold on. See if we can do this one. All right, so imagine there are multiple versions of Earth. One where the Nazis won World War II, one where Kennedy was never assassinated.
Oh yeah, one where all of us are evil.
Been there, it sucks. So all of these Earths occupy the same place in space, but they vibrate at a different frequency, so they can't see one another.
So you're a superhero too?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool, I guess.
Well, I guess.
I have to consume about 10,000 calories a day.
Oh yeah, you definitely met the right girl.
Do you like donuts?
Who doesn't like donuts?
I know a place.
All right. Yeah. See ya.
Actually, I didn't know your face muscles could make that look.
There's no luck.
Jealousy. Thy name is Olsen.
All four of you standing there doing nothing. You look like the attractive yet non-threatening, racially diverse cast of a CW show.
Oh my God! They did not. They did not just do that.
No, my name's Barry Allen. I'm not actually anybody's cousin. We're just such good friends.
Yeah, it feels like we're family sometimes.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God!
I need a clear picture of the... I was thinking about the whoosh, or the red streak, or the blur.
Oh, they've had that before.
Flash. I'm just saying, I think that's a pretty cool superhero name, right?
The Flash sounds like someone whose only superpower is jumping out of an alley in a trench coat. No. I
Wow.
want mystery, I want intrigue, I want the blur.
They
Boys be
had the
gone,
blur
girls
in
stay.
Smallville. Leave it to Cat Grant to
It's
not
very
realize
clear
that
that James is-
he doesn't work for her.
I'm not happy.
It's one of the many talents I use to trick muggles to buy $300 worth of cheap quartz.
Muggles.
You're going to have to kill whoever is the object of your anger.
Oh, good luck with that. There's not going
you have
to
to
be any
do
death
that?
here.
But you will also destroy your soul.
Don't be a salty hater.
Love to kill them.
Miss Grant, you have to leave now.
Kira, I thought I told you to tell Bernie Sanders that I am not interested in hot yoga.
No. Livewire has escaped.
Bobby and
She
Bernie.
could be anywhere now. What do you say? Partners?
Partners.
My Flash music.
Not in that outfit. You need a makeover.
This is going to be fun.
This is like senior from Kim Possible. Just gotta be stereotypical evil.
I know that.
That? No. I was thinking. And sneer, come on. No, that was allergies.
I had a very bad look like.
Okay, I came by to see if I could help it. But it looks like they got it covered, so.
Piece of advice. If you are holding back with her because of me, don't. You had it right when you left Metropolis. It wasn't Superman, it was us just not fitting. And I realize now that I tried to force things by moving here. And the truth is, we were never gonna work, were we?
I like her in her new
Livewire?
outfit though.
Around the city, and it all leads to that warehouse. I see bad guys love their abandoned warehouses on your Earth, too, huh?
I'll authorize it. No, she's too dangerous. Let's go.
All right, yeah, what's the plan?
Catch the bad girl.
Haven't told you how much I like that guy.
Yeah, I will. I'm sure you will.
I got this.
You gonna toss lightning at her?
Uh-oh.
Thanks for the charge.
That's different.
I brought a friend too.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Super
Sound.
Banshee.
Yeah.
Barry has some ideas about how to do it.
Okay, I'm good. If they're taking care of it, it's all I need to know.
Okay.
Green eyes.
Back.
Green eyes.
Oh, it's you, Siobhan. I see that my ex-minions have united. Strength in numbers? You should call Norma Ray and find out how it's really done.
God, I love her fire.
You wanted him to be a better person. Yeah. You wanted that for yourself, too. Okay, you do not have to cross this line. Siobhan, please, just let me try and help you.
I like Win. Win is pretty cool. He's a pretty cool guy.
I'm good as is.
Oh, poor Win. Yeah!
Hi. What do you say we step away from the nice lady? Settle this like women.
Really, Barry?
It's more you guys here than me.
Kill them both.
Nice, nice. Ooh.
Zap.
Really? Those are fun. That's a really goofy fun.
She saved us!
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I guess I would get the public trust back. Come on, Barry. You let a little electricity getting down?
No, don't, please.
Ah, there we go.
It was our turn to help you.
That's a pretty Spider-Man moment.
Okay, tell Mr. Allen to have a good time zipping around in his red outfit.
Wait, you knew he was the Flash?
Oh, please. Barry shows up, the Flash shows up, his insistence on that silly name, and he was so unfailingly charming and nice that he had to either be a superhero or a Mormon. I can spot the extraordinary pretending to be a nobody in my midst just like that. Now, my eyebrow waxing with Arabella at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning is not going to book itself. Feel how good it feels to dial.
I'm on it.
Oh my God, she does it again. She did it with Supergirl. And she does it with Barry.
I'm gonna go help Barry.
Oh, hey, tell him I hope he makes it home.
Yeah, me too.
Oh my God. I still think she knows in the back of her mind somewhere that Kara is
You really
Supergirl.
think this?
I think James Olsen thinks so too.
What makes you say that?
You remember before when I told you to take things slow? It's good advice for a superhero. Lousy advice for two people who really like each other. Maybe it's time to speed things up.
Maybe.
Even the visitor notices it's time to do something.
Go.
Nice.
Barry was explaining to us that there's an infinite number of Earths and they all vibrate at different speeds, so they can occupy the same space but never actually come into contact with each other. The point is,
Vibration.
if two of these infinite Earths can manage to find a way to vibrate at the exact same speed,
Metaphor. Are we going back to the
Maybe.
cheese, the cupcake?
no more saying, I'm so much better at doing it.
Ah, it's about time! It's about time!
All I can say is, it's about time.
It's about time. Don't you dare turn her down. You know you want her, Jimmy.
One second.
We all want her, Jimmy. Is he John? Is that John Jones? Wait, what? Oh my god!
James.
What is this? What? This is like, what? Well, not Body Snatchers. Yo! Screw all you guys saying that
Stay tuned for
Supergirl
scenes from our
sucks.
next episode.
Wow. So, holy crap. It was definitely a more Supergirl style episode than a Flash episode, a Flash style episode. I mean, naturally it is Supergirl. It is a Supergirl show. So it was a little more on the lighter side, but it still had that awesomeness of a DC property, and I'll have to say it didn't disappoint. Really didn't. I kind of wish there had been more, but at the same time, there's only so much you can fit in like 45 minutes, and I almost wish it was like a two-parter or something, where like kind of like what they did with Arrow and with the Arrow Flash crossovers, where the first half of it was a Flash episode. The second was a Arrow episode. So I kind of wish the first half had been a Supergirl episode. The second had been a Flash episode. But I mean, of course, they're two totally different networks and all that. But it was definitely. And one of the cool things about this is that this is probably, I want to say this is only like the second time something like this has ever happened. In terms of, because there have been lots of crossovers. There have been tons of crossovers before between different series. But I want to say this might be only the second time a cross-network crossover has actually been done. I want to say the first time would have probably been a I want to say one of the first time probably would have been Law and Order and Homicide, because Law and Order and Homicide had crossovers, and I'm pretty sure Homicide was not on NBC. If it was in fact on NBC, then this would probably be the first cross-network crossover. So this is actually very, very big that DC was able to do this. So that's actually pretty cool. I mean, you can technically kind of say that Constantine showing up on Arrow might have been a cross-network crossover, except that Constantine had already been canceled by NBC. So it wasn't really a crossover per se, because the series had already ended. But at the same time, DC, I love that DC is taking their property taking their properties and just kind of going, yeah, this is we're in charge of all this, so we're going to go ahead and make things great for our fans and allow crossovers, even though they're on different networks. So, I mean, that's actually pretty cool. It's pretty cool that they're actually doing that. And once again, I feel like it didn't really disappoint. I kind of wish there had been a little more backstory into how exactly Barry ended up on there, but it was an accident. So, which is, if you don't know DC Comics, that is extremely Flash. That is so Flash. So many things have gone down because Barry Allen, or a Flash, usually Barry Allen though, has been out on a run and did something accidentally. And for example, the New 52. The whole reason for the New 52 is that Barry got mad one day and he went out for a run and accidentally prevented his mother from being killed, which changed the universe. and then that's where you get the Flashpoint paradox. He goes back to his present day. Nobody's ever heard of the Flash, and suddenly he has no powers. And then Zoom comes up and taunts him, and Aquaman and Wonder Woman are at war. Superman has been held prisoner by Cadmus, I want to say, by Cadmus Labs or something like that. And he's like this emaciated, like rail-thin teenage boy or something. And Aquaman and Wonder Woman's war is basically like destroying the whole world. Literally, it's literally destroying the whole world. Aquaman's like making every place flood, and Wonder Woman is using all the land troops to try and attack Aquaman, and countries are just going down in the process. And then Zoom shows up. Oh yeah, that's right. And Bruce Wayne has died. There is no Bruce Wayne. It's actually his Batman is Thomas Wayne, which was his dad, and the Joker is Martha Wayne, which was Bruce Wayne's mother. And yeah, so just a bunch of stuff changes. And when Zoom shows up and starts taunting Barry about what he did, and because Barry didn't realize it at this point that he thought Zoom had done it. He thought Zoom had changed the past, and Zoom's like, yeah, right, it wasn't me. This is all your fault, buddy. And so Barry decides to go back and stop himself from saving his mother. And by doing that, he once again changes the universe, thus changing the universe into the New 52 universe. And this is like just as like Aquaman activates a nuke or something like that, and which would have killed like everybody in the world. Like something, the world was literally on the brink of destruction by the time Flash goes back and tries to save himself. I think I'll post a clip of the ending of that. So if you don't want to be spoiled by Flashpoint, it's actually a good series, or not series, a good story. It's a good story. I'll put at the end of Flashpoint in a moment.
The only way to save the world is to keep this world from ever happening. Take this. Run.
But anyway, yeah. So there have been a few things that have just happened while Barry has done while he's been on a run and accidentally done something. Also, Supergirl once again mentions it. The vibrations, all the worlds vibrate at a different speed, vibrate at a different frequency, and they occupy the exact same space, which is a DC multiverse, which is the how the DC multiverse works, which is that if you ever read the original Crisis on Infinite Earths, as I've mentioned in my theory video, they actually show it. There's a scene where they actually show all the dimensions in space, all the parallel universes occupy the exact same place at the exact same time. And then there's a point where time also occupies the exact same space, which gets even weirder. But yeah, so that's a DC multiverse thing where they're all in the exact same place, and all you need to do is vibrate, or they're all at different frequencies. So you can actually vibrate. If you can vibrate at a different frequency, you can access a different universe, which which I'm pretty sure is what's going to happen, is that when Barry started running, he didn't realize that he was vibrating as well. Which tends to, I guess, which sometimes happens when a Flash runs, which is how he's able to travel through the world and travel the exact same line. Usually he'll just run through things, and he does that vibrating. He vibrates his atoms so that he can just phase through things. And yeah, so that's how I think he's going to get back to Earth 2. There's a possibility if he gets back to his... I honestly, I hope they mention this. I hope they mention that he went and met Supergirl in the next episode. I would like for this to be some kind of continuous thing where he, well, not necessarily like mention it like 20 years down the line or whatever. Just like, I don't want it to be like a standalone thing where he just does it and then like it's never mentioned or hinted at or anything ever again. I hope next episode he comes back, he's like, that was amazing meeting that Cara Danvers. I know, boy, she was cute, because she is. Melissa Benoist is super cute. Which is why she's a great Supergirl. Or not the only reason why, but that's one of the main reasons why she's a great Supergirl. I am looking forward to seeing how this is going to play into... Oh, and one of the cool things about this episode is that it should have a tie into... the events of this episode should have some kind of effect for the Flash... For the Flash arc. For the main Flash arc, in terms of getting back to Zoom and trying to figure out how to find Zoom now that Zoom is stuck on Earth 2. That would be interesting to see how it does play into the Zoom, into the whole Zoom arc. And once again, I would love for him to come back. I would love for either him to come back or for Supergirl to show up in one of his episodes. That would be... And probably next time Supergirl should come to one of his episodes. That would be really cool. If they could find some way for that to happen, because if it was Superman, it wouldn't be as difficult, because Superman works with Star Labs. Yeah, you know what? That makes sense. Barry did mention that. That's right. He did say that. Or he did mention that. So that's a possibility that happened. So remember, in this episode, Barry says that there is a Central City, but Star Labs is not in Central City. The whole Star Labs being in Central City thing is a solely Flash thing. That was what happened in the original Flash with John Wesley Shipp, which was in John Wesley Shipp. If you saw my video, once again, the theory video, John Wesley Shipp, who plays Hank Allen, Barry's dad, was the old Flash from the 90s. And it was kind of the same concept in that it was, except that there wasn't a Cisco or a... Caitlin. There wasn't a Caitlin Snow. There wasn't a Harrison Wells. There wasn't a Caitlin Snow. There wasn't a Cisco Ramon. It was him and it was Barry Allen and Amanda Pays' character from this new Flash. I think it's the same character, but if you don't know that name, that's because she's the person who's in charge of Mercury Labs. In the CW Flash series. So the British lady who's in charge of Mercury Labs and Barry's dad in this series were both on the old Flash show. And she was a representative at the Star Labs branch, because they established in that series that there were multiple Star Labs, and that was one of their branches. She was in the Central City branch. And he went to her for help. Now, in Superman, if you've ever seen anything Superman, whether it's Lois and Clark, animated Superman series, like the modern day ones, Star Labs is usually run out of Metropolis, and Superman usually goes to them, which is why I was like, oh yeah, that's not. That's why so that brings me back to what I was saying earlier, just now, which was that it wouldn't be too much if it was a Superman thing. It wouldn't be too much of an issue because Star Labs is usually run out of Metropolis. When it comes to Superman, in the DC universe, they're usually run out of Metropolis because Superman always goes to them for help. And it's not because, and I like to say this too because a lot of people don't realize that Superman is like everybody. Not like Superman can basically take care of everything in the Justice League, like pretty much. It's just that Superman is so freaking busy that he just doesn't have time for everything. Which is why he goes to Star Labs. He can do all the laboratory stuff. He can do, he's one of the smartest people on Earth. He's one of the smartest people in the DC universe, in fact. Just look at it. Like, his main villains are his big time villains are people that he has to outsmart. He has to outwit. Lex Luthor, Brainiac, and Mxyzptlk. That's how you say his name. Mxyzptlk is probably Superman's most powerful foe. And I've mentioned this in Korra. Mxyzptlk is Superman's most dangerous and most powerful by far foe because he can change reality. He can literally do whatever he wants. However, Mxyzptlk is obsessed with being a prankster. He's a prankster, and he's obsessed with trying to outwit Superman. There's a very good episode about just how smart Superman is of the animated series, the 90s Bruce Timm series, where there's a whole episode where Mxyzptlk is he meets Superman, and he tries to get the best of Superman. And the way to get Mxyzptlk to go away is by making him say his name backwards. Which isn't as easy as you might think. However, Superman does this. Like, Mxyzptlk comes to visit him for, like... So, whenever you chase Mxyzptlk away, whenever you get scared away, it takes him something like 6 or 9 months to get back, to be able to come back to our universe. Because he's from a different reality. And Superman is able to... At the first couple times, Superman doesn't realize he's coming. So he gets a little bit of a surprise on Superman. And then Superman is able to outwit him within a couple minutes. And then... And Mxyzptlk basically vows revenge for this episode. And I think it's the equivalent of something like 4 years or something like that. He's going through this. And, like, I guess Superman has each day that he's coming back marked on his calendar. Because eventually you actually start seeing it from Mxyzptlk's home, which is that, see the effect of, from Mxyzptlk's home, which is that, like, Mxyzptlk will walk out, and then immediately he'll come back in again, like, Superman smells smarter than me again! And then you have Brainiac, who is the smartest being. He is the smartest being in all of DC reality. There is nobody smarter than Brainiac. Even his own descendants aren't as smart as him. Like, for example, Brainiac 5. Brainiac 5, who is in the Legion of Superheroes, is the 5th generation of Brainiac. And even he has to admit that he hates doing it because he's the smartest person in his timeline. But he has had to admit that the original Brainiac is smarter than him. So anyway, yeah. So Superman is as smart as Superman's very smart. He's very agile in fighting. He knows a number of martial arts. He's very good against telekinesis. Like, Superman can basically do anything, like anything. And so he actually has. But the only thing is that his calendar is so filled up. if you really want to get a really good idea of what it's like to be of what a day in the life of Clark Kent is like, you should watch Lois and Clark with Dean Cain. There's been a number of times where they'll just pull out all this random stuff, just like, wait, Superman has to do that? It's like, yeah, he has to do. He does that. Well, he doesn't have to, but he does. But like, I remember there's a scene from one of the episodes when after him and Lois are just about to get married, and Lois says something like, oh yeah, Lois wants more time for her and him, and she's like, all right, so we've marked down, we have this day because you're always so busy. We've marked down that I found your address book, not your address book. I found your calendar and I marked down a spot because you had nothing at that time, and that's so we're gonna do something at that time. And he's like, wait, really? Are you sure you didn't mean this calendar? And he pulls out this little, because back then we didn't have PDAs. This is the 90s. Back then we didn't have PDAs and all that stuff. We had books. We had actual literal books where we would write down what we had to do at certain times. And he pulls out this way overstuffed calendar book with like little tabs everywhere. And he's like, you sure you mean, were you talking about this book or what? Did you look through this one? And she's like, and her face just falls. She's like, oh my God, what? Which was his Superman calendar, which was full of all these things that he had to go and do, all these little public events and all that stuff. And then there's like a scene where there's another scene where he actually answers fan mail. Like there's a scene in one of the episodes where he drags and this is like after they get married. So he goes to the post office like once every couple weeks or something like that. He brings home these gigantic sacks of mail, and he just takes his time and starts answering all this fan mail at super speed. But yeah. So I mean, like Lois and Clark really gets into. That's one of the cool things about Lois and Clark is that it gets into that kind of the little mundane things about Superman that nobody ever thinks of that he does. So anyway, yeah. So Superman. If it was Superman, it would be more likely because Superman works with Star Labs, who are a bunch of scientists, and he gives them projects if he doesn't have time to do them. And where Supergirl works in this series works with the DEO, which is a government organization, not a group of scientists. And even in the comics, I don't think she worked with scientists. In the comics, I remember at one point, she's mostly solo, but I think at one point she worked with Lex Luthor. Or she worked for Lex Luthor. She was his girlfriend, something like that. I forgot what it was. But anyway, yeah, so I've rambled on long enough about this. I had a really good time watching this. What do you guys think about it? What are you guys looking forward to for tonight's Flash episode? This is probably not going to be up in time for Flash, but let me know what you guys were hoping for with the Flash, all right? Okay, so that will be it for today. I am going to do another reaction for tonight's Flash. I have a couple days off, actually. So I will probably be able to get that up tomorrow night or Thursday night. Is that tomorrow? Tomorrow is Wednesday, yeah. So either Wednesday night or Thursday, sometime Thursday, I'll be able to get that up. All right. So, you guys, I hope I'm helping you out with checking out Supergirl because it's a very, very underrated series. Yeah, it does have its kind of cheesy moments, but keep in mind, they're doing with this what Arrow is to Batman, which is that DC is straying away from their main people, Batman and Superman, but they're using other characters that are similar to replace those characters and tell different stories. Slightly different, but but still different all the same. So Supergirl is like your is your Superman character, and then you have Arrow, who is basically being your Batman, who started off kind of like a Batmanish character. And I mean, that does make sense basically because Green Arrow, even though he has Robin Hood themes, was always kind of a Batman ripoff. So, I mean, just enjoy the road. Don't be the comic book guy. Just kind of sit back and enjoy the ride, and just enjoy. If the story's good, enjoy it. If it's not, then don't watch it. But I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying all of these DC stuff right now. I just hope they can bring back Constantine, and hopefully the Titans series will find a home at some point, and that will get back on the board. All right? So, until next time, I will see you guys around another time. Bam. See you later. And I hate to say this, he needs to believe in himself. Like...
シモン、お前自分を誰だと思ってやがる。お前のドリルは天と地と明日を貫くドリル